I call the Honourable the Minister for Foreign Affairs.
I thank the member for Corangamite for her question, and I note her deep interest in this matter. Madam Speaker, the Coalition Government is resolutely committed to combating the ruthless criminal people smuggling networks that have been the cause of many deaths at sea by overcrowding people on unseaworthy vessels heading for Australia. Under Labor's disastrous time in government, there were more than 1,200 deaths at sea, although the true scale of this tragedy is likely to be much higher, as a number of boats reportedly went missing. The Coalition Government is dealing with the many legacies of Labor's failed border protection policies, under which there were around 52,000 people who tried to come to Australia via the people smuggling trade. This includes over 13,200 Iranians, most of whom had flown to Indonesia before destroying their travel documents. Former Labor Foreign Minister Bob Carr said of Iranian asylum seekers, "They are not fleeing persecution, they are seeking economic improvement." Over 8,800 Iranians, predominantly male, remain in Australia in detention centres or on bridging visas, with a further 660 Iranians in detention on Nauru and Manus Island. One of the key outcomes of my visit to Iran in April was to seek the agreement of the Iranian government to consider the return of failed Iranian asylum seekers who came to Australia under Labor's watch. I can report that a delegation of senior Iranians have visited Canberra to commence negotiations, and I'm advised that the discussions were constructive. But, Madam Speaker, I note that the member for Melbourne Ports has been grandstanding in the media yet again about our engagement with Iran. What a dishonest rant from the member for Melbourne Ports, because there's a glaring omission in his confected outrage. The member for Melbourne Ports fails to acknowledge he was part of the Labor caucus that weakened our border protection laws, and he's going to be part of a Labor caucus that would do it again if they ever got into government. Through the support of Labor members, including the member for Melbourne Ports, the support for Labor's failed border protection policies saw the floodgates open to Iranian and other people smuggling syndicates. That's why we're engaging with Iran. We're engaging with Iran to help fix up the mess left by Labor. The Coalition will not allow the criminal people smuggling syndicates to determine our immigration policies. Labor cannot be trusted on border protection. Labor cannot be trusted on national security, and Labor cannot be trusted to govern this country.